So yeah, the beginning of Kaba Modern, it's been 25 years. When I first started, I was a freshman here at UCI, and I was part of the Kaba Modern Club, the Filipino club here, and they had an annual culture night. And I grew up not only with hip hop and urban dance, but I grew up doing cultural dancing. So for PCN, I was in there. I wanted to be a part of it. I started choreographing already, and I approached the president because I grew up in my neighborhood where Filipinos were dominating the popping scene and the b-boying scene. And so I really felt that hip-hop urban dance was a part of our Filipino-American culture. And I felt like that needed to be represented in PCN. So I was a freshman, had glasses, a mustache, way skinnier than this even. And I asked him, I said, hey, can we have like a modern section, like something more current, that also reflects our Filipino-American culture? And he made fun of me and said, yeah, you should put flyers up and, have auditions. And I said, okay. And I was so naive, I didn't know he was mocking me at the time. So I put it all over campus. And I had a bunch of girls come out to audition and only one guy. So the very first beginning of Kaba Modern was, we had auditions and we had 7 girls, and my friend Kong, who used to freestyle with me in the dorm, and I actually had to beg a household of guys that were known as the cool guys that could dance, and I knew if I got 2 of them at least, then the whole house would be in. And so I was a freshman and they were seniors and they were the cool guys, so I had to use the girls to ask the guys. And they came to Kaba Modern because of the girls. But the president and the dean, everyone was super pissed at me because they were making fun of me. I really was not allowed to do it, but that's the way things are sometimes. It's like, when it's meant to be, it's just meant to be. So it started a trend, I would say, because there was nothing like it at these culture nights. And they didn't even trust us, so the very first PCN, we were put in the middle, where hopefully if we mess up, we wouldn't mess up the entire show. But after that very first performance, people were coming up to us and we were like the talk of the town. And so the very next year we got like endorsed and we were put in a prime spot. The Kaba Modern partnered with us now for the auditions, and the auditions got really big. Every year after year it got big. And then all the Filipino clubs were having the Barkada Modern, Samahang Modern, Pac Modern. They were popping up everywhere there were Filipino clubs, and then it led to the Japanese clubs, the Chinese clubs, CADC was born. And before you knew it, all these clubs attached, all these hip-hop groups attached to culture clubs. And it was a beautiful thing. But the problem was we had nowhere to perform except for PCNs. So we changed that by, we got approached first to perform at friendship games. So now it's a normal thing. But back then, we were just looking for another place to perform. And even though it was a concrete stage, at least it was the stage. So those were kind of the beginning days of Kaba Modern. We performed at friendship games, PCN, later on at clubs, import show-offs. And then finally, game changer was my roommate, Joseph Lee Singh. We were having a conversation in our room, in our household, and he said he needed a fundraiser. I said I needed a dance event, and so he created Vibe. And so we saw a need, and we created it, and Kaba Modern and Culture Shock actually were at that very first Vibe. And that's how all of the best things in our community were created. It was created by the community, for the community. And I'm really happy to say Kaba Modern has really been a trailblazer for a lot of firsts ever since.